Hello and welcome to my Ever Messy Art Studio. My name is Keeks and today we're going to do a sketchbook tour. Alright, so this is one of my little pocket sketchbooks which I usually use with my Neocolor, so you can expect to see lots of different colorful images as well as some scribbles and some fun. One thing to know about this journal is it is mostly full. But there are some pages in the back that I just decided not to do because I have a new sketchbook for pocket sketchbooking and I am burnt out on this particular book. So I figured it was time to share it and get it moving on the way. And I think that's fine if you don't completely finish up your sketchbooks. For the stickers, this sticker in the background is part of a tattoo artist's stickers. I can't remember what artist it is. And then these really sparkly guys here are from Lavender Cowboy Art. These are also from Lavender Cowboy Art. And this sketchbook was started on January 9th of 26 and was finished today on 4/26 of 26. Yay! So the first image we have is a goose, because it's a silly goose. On the next page we have probably something I found on Pinterest. We've got gumballs. And this one for sure was on Pinterest. This is a castle with some like leafy overgrowth that I did. So I think that turned out pretty cute. On this page we've got an avocado cut in half, and then we've got some tomatoes. When I'm bored for whatever reason, I really like to draw tomatoes. Like there's something really special about their colors and about what they are in general. I just really like tomatoes, so please expect to see more tomatoes. I really like this one. So this is some lemons on a lemon tree vine, and I really like how in the background, instead of just leaving it one color, I put some scribbles in the background of it. I feel like that really gives it a little something extra. I really like how I did the shading on these lemons. I'm pretty proud of how those turned out. We've got some flowers over here, another thing I like to draw when I'm bored. So like with this sketchbook, generally what I'm doing is sitting on the couch watching TV, and then I'm usually watching YouTube channels, honestly, and then I'm just like scribbling away. So it's kind of like a refresher. Oops, I forgot to remove a little page. Thought I got all of them. On this page we just have like a woman. I was trying to see if I could figure out contours of a face, and I did not. But I tried. And then I don't know what this is. This is an intuitive art page. Like sometimes I just scribble and don't actually mean anything about it. So this was just a random scribble that ended up in here. Really like this spread, just some fish with some lemon slices and some parsley probably. I don't know. I like fish. I think fish are fun. This one, we've got a fire hydrant. I was just kind of working on, once again, trying to figure out how to do like the contours of the shape of the fire hydrant. And then this here is another intuitive piece of art. I kind of like him though because he looks like a dancing alien. Like think of this as his head, these are his eyes, and then he's just grooving in like a rope or something. So I don't know. I think he's fun. I like him. This one here, we have a rhino beetle. And I gave it kind of like a 90s background for some reason. Very 90s in coloring and display there. This one was probably a scroll and scribble, so we got a telephone, some flowers, and a cupcake. This one's some peaches. I like how moody the background is. For some reason this one just reads as kind of a moody peach. Very cute. I like it. This one I now officially have, I think, all of the 50th anniversary Caran d'Ache ones, and this one was the one that has pink fields on the front of the cover. So I did just some swatches of it. I just like doing swatches of what it looks like and then watering it down before I break them in half. And what I do is I leave half in the original container and put half in my main container of all of my colors. So that way I can just grab and grip whatever I want as I go. And then this is just a wee little butterfly. This one are some teacups stacked on top of each other. This one here's a shoe. I struggled. As you can see, this shoe looks like it is bent as all heck. But I'm really proud of the shoelaces because I suck at shoelaces, and I feel like you can read that these are shoelaces. I feel like if it was just like this, it would have been perfect, but I had to add that extra little bit there. I wish this line wasn't so long. I feel like if that line wasn't so long and this was more straight, it wouldn't look so weird like that. These are some lobsters. For some reason, I always struggle with lobster shapes. I always want to draw them because they're very cute, but I will never be able to get their proportions right. So this is just me playing around with the idea of lobsters. This one actually doesn't look too bad. These were some weird mushrooms that I saw in like a post somewhere, and this is a banana. Got some nice shading in there, and I like how there's still the greens and then you can see like bits of brown in there for like the rot, so I think that's pretty cool. Got a little cherry blossom and a girl with a bird on her head. I was scrolling through Pinterest and for some reason this image kept repeatedly coming up with this girl that just had like a random bird on her head. So I was just like, what a weird idea, why not? And lately I haven't really been caring about faces, so I just put like a random smiley face on her and went on my day. A flamingo. And this is supposed to be a like an oyster clam or something, and this is supposed to be like a pearl in the middle. I really love this page. So this page is supposed to be from the perspective of the person who's sitting on the porch at night, and I just like how all the shading looks. I think this is supposed to be like a hoodie with my hair hanging down and then just like sitting there. So I really love it. And then whenever I was in the middle of drawing it, I was on my phone and I put I love you to my grandma, and she goes, I love you too, sweetheart. So I put it in there too. I just really like how that page turned out shading wise. In perspective, I guess. This is just a girl holding a big bouquet of daisies. This is another one from Pinterest. I loved this one. This is a girl that's hugging her dog in front of an apartment, and this one was also a Pinterest one. And I was just focusing on the main shapes and not really trying to draw them detailed or anything, but just kind of get the shape of the body proportions. And I think the dog turned out really good, so that makes me very happy. This was an intuitive drawing, and as I went with it, it looked like a man laying in the fetal position, so I just kind of carved him out and then didn't do anything with it. But I just, oh, he's reading a book, excuse me. He's in the fetal position reading a book. But I don't know, I just thought it was kind of interesting. This is some sort of a pheasant. I really like how the colorful feathers are. And then this is a stork eating a fish. This one was from a Scroll and Scribble, I think, that Art by Heather did, and I just really liked this lizard, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to draw the lizard, but I'm happy with the expression. Sometimes you just have bad art that's really cute, and I think this is one of the ones. This is a bird, and I felt like he needed a name, so his name's Kyle. So he says, hi, I'm Kyle. I love this page. I know it's like probably not extravagant or anything. I just really like how the camel turned out. Like his little face is so cute, and I liked that I went ahead and put like all the braided elements on there, and I think the flower kind of draws it in together. So I don't know, there's something really special about this page. It makes me smile. This was another one from Pinterest where I was more looking at shapes than actually trying to draw the person like perfectly. So I think it turned out really cool and dramatic because I normally don't do action poses, and that's something that I had wanted to work on, so I'm glad I tried it out. This is a really cool bird that was probably also from Pinterest. I don't like this spread. I know I can draw pumpkins better than that. I was just having a really bad day and I just wanted to kind of put something on the page. I do like how these little leaf things on this side is though. Like I like this side's fine, minus those wings, good lord. But like the face and everything looks good. I just don't like these pumpkins. This is another picture from Pinterest. It was a Dalmatian with a parrot on its head. And I had to draw it because I thought it was adorable. So these here are some weird, interesting fruits that I kept getting pictures of on Pinterest, and so I wanted to draw them. And then this was actually part of a Temu ad, where I think it was advertising these earrings, but I really liked the frog on the how the frog was on the ears, so I was like, why not just go ahead and draw it. This one I think was a scroll and scribble, and I really only got to fit 2 images on here because I made the beetle so big, and then I put this flower next to it, and then I just colored in the rest of the page because I didn't really see that I would be able to add anything else to it. But I like how it turned out. Like, I think the muted colors really work and the beetle really pops out. Just a vase of some flowers and a octopus over here. This is the blue ring and octopus, the one that's really poisonous, but they're very cute. This was another Temu, or not Temu, another Pinterest person, and I just liked how weird her makeup was, so I just wanted to draw like an abstract version of her, and I think it worked out well. Like, she had this really weird red and black eye makeup and had blue lips, and I just thought she was fascinating. And then this over here is another really beautiful bird. I wish I wrote down what kind of bird that was because it looks really cool. I like the colors of it. I know last year I said something, or this year I said something I wanted to work on was birds. So as you can see, I did quite a few of them. Oh no, a fat lobster. So I was like, darn it, I'm gonna get that lobster. I'm gonna get the shape. Something I do really like about this is I like the little mouth parts over here, like the little mouth strands. I think that turned out cool. But otherwise, I do not think this looks like a lobster. Another Pinterest picture where a swan was like in front of this lady, so I just kind of did a little doodle of it. And then we've got some more tomatoes, because like I said, when I'm bored, I enjoy drawing tomatoes because I like the different color variations, different sizes, different shapes they can be. Some more flowers in a vase, and then this was like a forest scene where there were some mushrooms growing out of this tree, and then there was some lavender in the background. So I just kind of played with that. I like this spread. I think this spread is nice. I don't know why, but I really enjoy drawing giraffes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. They're not my favorite animal, I promise. But in every single sketchbook, I always have a picture of a giraffe, and I think that's pretty funny. And then I really like the colors of these flowers here, and it looks like this was back in February 1st of 2026, it says. But I like these colors. I think the colors look really nice. A bunch of eggplants. I was just trying to play with shading of the eggplants and see what I could make happen. A pretty butterfly. I am not good at doing symmetrical wings, so I just wanted to kind of play with that and try to sketch one out, and I sketched out this pretty butterfly. I like how muted it is. It's kind of interesting. This is my favorite spread in the whole book. I love how moody this is, and I love that I included the shadow of this tree. I like how I did the sky. I love the colors. This was done on 2/2 of 26, and I think it's freaking fabulous. I love it. This is one that would be fun to paint later on. Got a radish, and then this is a house from Pinterest. I really liked it because everything was yellow and prim and proper. And I was like, this is a white picket house if I've ever seen one, so I wanted to draw it. I was watching a video on YouTube or something, and a lady was doing mermaids, and she was like, just make your own mermaids. So I drew my own mermaid, and this is what came about. I really like this spread too. It doesn't even go together really. Like, this is supposed to be a version of Snow White, but in like a kimono. And I just really like how it turned out, like the colors and everything. And then this is a bird that was on Pinterest, and I just thought it was the weirdest looking bird I've ever seen, and it was probably AI or something. So I just did like a very abstracty looking version of it, and I really love how it turned out. This one I had big expectations for, and it didn't really work out. I was trying to do like a strawberry shortcake, like you can see the cake in the background, and it was supposed to have like jam dripping from it. but I have since learned that jam is very hard to draw, so it was not successful, but it was a good try. Not really sure what's going on with this spread. Over here, this is obviously just the inside half of a bell pepper, and I don't really like any of the colors going on here. And then over here, I think I was just scribbling to scribble, because I think it's really healthy for you to just kind of put marks on the paper sometimes and go for it. Over here we have a pie with some ants on it, and they're just kind of chilling out, eating some pie. I like that one. It reminds me of some ATC cards I did where I did ants that were going after a watermelon. And then this was just a drab house with a bunch of cactuses in front of it. I didn't really put much effort into it, so it's not really my favorite piece. This was like a glowing banana, and for some reason it reminded me of Miami, so I wrote Miami, Florida on it. I haven't been to Miami since I was a child, so I have no idea why that came to me. But the vibes it was giving me was straight up like a neon sign in Miami or something. And then this is just a quick little sketch of a tugboat. This is another vase full of flowers that I was just doodling. I suck at hands, but I try really hard and do them anyway. So this is supposed to be that K-pop thing that the kids do. You know, this, where it's like a heart with your fingers. And I was trying to draw that, so I even put little hearts next to it to remind myself that that's what I was attempting to do. Just a little love. Everybody needs some love. And a little yellow house. Cute. I kind of like how dramatic these two are. Like this, there's nothing special about this flower. I just like how dark the colors got on it. And this cat, I think this cat looks really cute too. And it's just got its little cute glary eyes. Just a cute little black cat. This over here is me just playing around with patterns. Nothing really rhymed or reason to it. Over here, I accidentally got Neocolor 1s instead of 2s because I thought this metallic pack was actually part of the 2s. Turns out it was not. I did figure out that those are quite a bit softer than Neocolor 2s, so they were breaking really easy whenever I used them because I tend to press down super hard. This was drawn with it though, with the Neocolor 1s in that metallic set. And this is just a cute little plant. I think I was watching a YouTube channel whenever I was drawing that. And I just liked the little potted plants she was doing, so I wanted to try them too. This is just a bowl of lemons and little oranges, like probably mandarins or something like that. And then on the table, it was actually a glass table that it was sitting on, but it had kind of like an indentation in the glass. So I chose to do that with like little squares, and I think it turned out pretty good. Like I like how vibrant and bright it is. This one's a big fish with his tongue sticking out. I just wanted to draw a fish. Like sometimes I just like that. That was on 2/12 of 26. Drew a little house over here, and then over here I drew a car that kind of looks like it's on the beach. I struggle with cars, so I think that this turned out pretty well, and I'm really happy with it. And I really like that you can actually tell that it's on a beach. I think that's pretty big because I don't think that I do very well with backgrounds sometimes. Got some pansies, and then I really like this page. I took those Neocolor 1s and just made a bunch of gears that were overlapping each other because I just wanted to see what it would look like, and I think that the page turned out really cool. Got a panther looking up at the sun, or maybe it's a cheetah. I think that's a cheetah whenever it has the black like that. And then just like a weird fish that I drew. I just wanted to put flowers inside of a fish, and it didn't really work, but I like the colors. That's supposed to be like a blueberry, or not a blueberry, like a, what do they call those? Blackberries. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a blackberry hanging down, and then I got a shadow there. Another house. I was watching a YouTube channel and a lady said frogs are forgiving when you draw them. I beg to differ. Frogs are very hard. So I just struggled with drawing a frog and then kind of gave up on it. Then this is one of those house plants that has the pink in the middle. I have a hard time drawing those, so I just wanted to practice a little bit, and I really think that those kind of plants are very beautiful, so hopefully I keep getting better at them. And then this is one of those little Japanese trees. What do they call those? Can't think of the name right now, but you know what I'm talking about. They're the little trees that you, like a bonsai? Is it a bonsai tree? I think it's a bonsai tree. Where you like trim them and you can make them really cute, and they're always like super wavy and wiggly. That's what that's supposed to be. And then we have a crocodile with a bird. I'm actually really surprised to see this one in here because I don't remember drawing that. I really don't. Especially a crocodile. That's not normally something that I would draw. So I'm glad that I tried it out though. And then we've just got like a random lady. I think I was just bored, so I was just doodling. And then we've got a house over here. Just doodling. Doodling to doodle. This page, at first I hated this spread, and then I went back over it with white on the black and turned it into a stained glass window, and then suddenly loved it because I was just really upset at this page. And you can even see I got mad and flicked ink at it. But once I went with the white Neocolor over this black, and turned it into a stained glass window, I ended up really liking it. Got ourselves a bunny. And then this is on 3/3 of 26, it says, but I really like this. I like how dark and creepy everything looks because of the muted color scheme. Just kind of the impression of someone playing a flute, not really trying very hard or anything, just wanted to draw it. I used to be a flautist whenever I was in school, so I typically enjoy things that have instruments in them. And then this was a tree on Pinterest that I was trying to draw because I struggle with trees. I like these strawberries. This, if I remember right, this was around St. Patrick's Day, so these are meant to be like 4-leaf clovers and then have the strawberries in the middle. And then I tried to do it with pineapple, but like with other shapes, and it just didn't look as cute as these did. Got ourselves an angry looking bird. I like how its tail feathers are splayed. And then this over here is just an intuitive piece where I didn't really have anything in mind. I was just making weird stuff on the page. This one's kind of fun and random. So you've got what looks to be like a crow or something, and then 3 little fish that are just kind of hanging out, and then a moon and a star. Don't know why I drew them. It just felt fun at the time. But I like how it turned out. Looks pretty cool. This was like an abandoned barn and all the leaves had fallen out of the trees. So I wanted it to be really desolate, and I think that I got that. Just a bunch of flowers that were doodled, and then I was trying to do an intuitive painting and it turned into a big black blob because I was mad at it. And then I turned the big black blob into a puppy. And the reason why I keep saying I was getting mad at stuff is I've had artist block, like the worst artist block, for over a month now. So I'll draw things and be like, why did I do that? Kind of thing. But I'm trying really hard to keep drawing every day anyway. This was in either Japan or China or somewhere in Asia. And there were just these 2 deer-like creatures. They were smaller than deer, but they were in front of this really cool structure, and I really wanted to draw the structure that they were standing in front of. This is just an impression piece. So there was this picture of a building, like a casino or something, where it was all lit up in the night sky, and then there was a giant skyscraper next to it that was all dark. And then they had like this weird water thing going on where the water was changing colors based on the lights that were outside. So I did a color study of it because I didn't want to draw the actual image because I thought that was too detailed for me. So I just went through and put the colors where they were, and I kind of like it. It's weird, definitely looks incomplete, but it's interesting. A lady hugging some flowers. And then this is supposed to be, I think, blueberries and some flowers, and then just some like black dots behind it. I like dots, so that's what I did. a little sad that this page got ruined. I'm okay with the cardinal being ruined. That wasn't really the special piece, but I really liked how these vegetables were. And what ended up happening is whenever I was doing the dot work on the other side, the dots were causing these two pages to coexist together and to meld together. So that kind of sucks. But it was fun to make, and I can probably honestly just redraw that. It wasn't super detailed or anything. This was the page that messed them up, which makes me mad. But I was just doing some pointillism, and I was just trying to see what it would look like to do pointillism flowers. And this is just a random drawing of flowers. And then today, this is really the last complete spread that I did, which was today, and this is just of the rainbow fish that I made in my last video. So I wanted to draw it while I was at the park, so I did this in plein air at Zumwalt, and yeah, I like how it turned out. I think it's very cute. And then the very last page has it's a big nothing burger. There's nothing about it. It's just a bunch of splashed on glitter paint. And I was just seeing if I could get the consistency to be thick and matte or not, and it did not work. Glitter watercolors do not like being, I don't know, they don't like being stacked on top of each other, we'll put it that way. And that is the last spread that is in this book. So that completes the entire book here. Yeah. So I'm really excited to move on. What I'm going to be moving on to is another Royal Talons book, but I'm going to go back to the squares, because I just liked the squares better. I feel like I had a better time with the squares, so that's what I'm going back to. And I already have a sticker on this so far. This sticker was from My Quiet Corner, Carol, and she made this actually on a live stream a couple weeks ago, I want to say, and I told her how much I absolutely loved it, and I believe this is a copy of the sticker. So I just thought that was really special, because whenever we did our artist trading cards, I told her that this piece was the inspiration for me. So yeah, it was really sweet of her, and she gave that to me, and now it's on this book, and I'm sure it'll eventually get more stickers, but for right now I just kind of like how it looks right now. I haven't added anything in here, but I will shortly, and then hopefully we'll have another good tour, because I tend to fill up my mini sketchbooks pretty quickly, because like I said, I'm usually just doing them on the couch real quick. That way I can just bust out a few images, or at least, you know, relax, because I use art to relax a lot. So yeah, so this will probably end up getting filled up pretty quick. I mean, that took me 4 months to fill up the last one, so I can't imagine it would take terribly long to fill this one up too. But yeah, so if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you're somebody who is already a subscriber, hey, welcome back. Thanks, I appreciate you too. And I hope to see you next time. And if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share my videos. I try to post at least 3 times a week. Sometimes it's 2. It just kind of depends on what I have time for, because I do have a full-time job and I'm a parent and a wife. So I got stuff to do, but I try my best. So, you know, give me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. What was your favorite page? Did anything inspire you? Is there anything you want to try? And I'd love to hear from you. So thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.